Good evening. Today, I would like to start with a short story. Once, there was a fisherman called Fred living on a small island. Fred liked to fish, and he set out every morning and caught one fish for his lunch. And one day, a friend came to visit Fred, and after seeing how good he was at fishing, he asked him, "Why don't you catch 5 or 10 fish per day? You can keep one for your lunch, but you can sell the rest at the market. You can earn more money, you can buy a better house, you can employ people to fish for you, and you can even export your fish to other countries. You'll be very rich and very successful." However, Fred wasn't very intrigued by this idea, and he simply replied, "What's the point?" You see, Fred did exactly what pleased him the most, fishing. He didn't fish to earn money, but merely for the joy that it gave him and to have fresh fish on his plate every day. After spending his day with his favorite hobby, he went to sleep at night fulfilled and happy. This short story that I've just told you links with success, and it raises the question what its true definition is. According to the mainstream view, success is linked with money and financial wealth. The richer you are, the more successful you're considered to be. We live in a society that demands every day more, bigger and better. We need to earn more money in order to spend more, to be able to afford expensive cars and extravagant vacations. However, we see some of the so-called successful people who have all of the above to be unhappy and miserable. Why? Because they're constantly consumed by this stress, and on a daily basis, they have to sacrifice their personal and family life for the pursuit of money. Mental illnesses such as depression and anxiety are on the rise here, showing that something is just not right to this approach. Now, don't get me wrong, money is very important. We need it in order to survive, to buy food, and to have shelter. However, I personally believe that success is not how much money you earn. For me, success is doing what you like in life, doing what you want, and in the way that you want to do it, so you can be happy. Success is living a balanced life, where money is simply the medium to discover yourself, the rest of the world, and what gives you true joy. Now, I suppose you've all heard of Steve Jobs. He made a very interesting speech before his death. For those of you that don't know, he was diagnosed with cancer when a scan clearly showed a tumor in his pancreas. The doctor told him that this type of cancer was incurable and that he would expect to live no more than 3 to 6 months. Now, was he put off by this? Did he give up? No. For those 3 to 6 months, he asked himself a very important question in front of his mirror every morning. If this was the last day I lived, would I be satisfied with what I am doing today? If the answer was no too many times in a row, he would change something until it became a yes. He said that this was a really important step in his life because he found out that all fear of embarrassment, all pride, all external expectations, they fall away in the face of death. I believe that Steve Jobs was right. All the wealth that we take pride in during our lives is really quite meaningless when we are on our sick beds. What matters more is the memories, the joy. I strongly believe it is high time we changed our mindset and drove away from this materialistic sense of success. Not only will it improve our lives today, but it will also impact the future. I will explain how. I think you would all agree with me when I say that we don't really know what life is going to be like 20 years from now. Technology will surely transform most of the things as we know them today. Artificial intelligence may alter the way work is done, life expectancy will increase, and even money, in the way that we know it, may change. New needs and new careers will surely come up. And considering the above, the current notion of success linked mainly with financial wealth and money, is simply outdated to me. I strongly believe that success will make us redefine what success, that technology will make us redefine what success is in the future, whether we like it or not. I don't believe that this will happen tomorrow, but sooner or later, it will happen. Now, here are 2 examples showing that success may not be money may not be the determining factor of success. The first example seems quite far-stretched, but it may be possible. What if, in the future, money was taken out of the equation? What if technology changed the structure of our society to such an extent that money was simply not needed? We must not forget that even today there are some Amazon tribes that have no contact with the rest of the world, where money does not exist. The second example is space traveling. Technology is advancing so fast that in the next 30 to 50 years, we could be colonizing our nearest planets. Now let us think on this scenario for a second. The material things that we find here on Earth will not be available on these planets, let's say in Mars. Survival will not depend on how much money you possess, but on certain physical and mental skills that will help the space travelers adapt and live in the new environment. Of course, we should not wait for technology to force this change. We have to act now to create a better or more meaningful world. This is a challenge that my generation will have to face. We are currently being brought up with this materialistic sense of success, but we will have to live most of our life in a world totally different from now. The sooner we realize that we have to change our mindset and the way we see success, the better this will be for us. The smoother and easier the transition will be for us. However, if we delay this, if we do not realize this in time, this transition will be forced. There is no question that success will be redefined in the future. However, the more we delay it, the higher the price the generations to come will have to pay. Now, if you go away and you forget everything I said today, I want you to remember one thing. If you don't sacrifice for what you want eventually will become sacrificed. Thank you.